Hey, thanks for joining me for episode 2 of the new Mindful Review series that I'm trying out this week. So, the first one I did was Radiohead's Weird Fishes, and I already got a few requests for songs. So, I've got a minute this afternoon, figured I might as well throw on this song. This is actually going to be a true react to this song because I've never heard this one before. I've, to be honest, never even heard of this group. So this will be a brand new experience for me. So as always, just invite you to get into a nice, comfortable, either seated position or if you want to lie down. If you want to go for a walk too, that's perfectly cool. The whole idea here is just simply to put our lives, thoughts, feelings, everything on pause. Just simply return to the breath, return to our natural patterns, our reflective internal landscape. And I'm gonna essentially meditate while we listen to this and take some notes and let you guys know what I think. And if you have any requests for songs that you'd like to see represented on this series, definitely let me know. If you are interested in this channel, definitely give a subscribe and all that good stuff. Helps the algorithm and helps me help you. Help me help you. So here we go. Once you're ready, we'll get going here. Just gonna tune in. Not gonna be much to see. My eyes are gonna be closed. Probably gonna be making weird eyeball movements and stuff, so feel free to not look at me. Here we go.
The book of love is long and boring. No one can lift the damn thing. It's full of charts and facts and figures and instructions for dancing. But I love it when you read to me and you can read me anything. The book of love has music in it. In fact, that's where music comes from. Some of it is just transcendental. Some of it is just really dumb. But I love it when you sing to me and you can sing me anything. The book of love is long and boring and written very long ago. It's full of flowers and heart-shaped boxes and things we're all too young to know. But I love it when you give me things and you ought to give me wedding rings. I love it when you give me things and you ought to give me wedding rings.
Whoops, forgot I muted my mic. Yeah, that was very cool. Little sweet, little short tune there. Yeah, it was so short I almost want to listen to it again. But a couple of things that I noticed right off the bat was, I hate to say this, but I'm probably gonna get flamed for saying this and for being generally ignorant to this this group and the genre probably at large. And I have no idea what year this is from, so maybe it's a matter of that. But the production just was a whole different quality than what I'm used to. Um, it almost felt sort of muddy. Um, but once I got past that, and again, maybe I just found a low quality MP3 on YouTube to listen to this. Hard to say. But, it doesn't really matter. Um, we can appreciate the spirit of music, whether the production is pristine, studio standards or not. That's kind of the beauty of lo-fi, the beauty of music in general, is that it's really about the emotion that's shining through the music. It's not necessarily about how we dress it up, how we, the makeup that it has. Speaking of, the mix and production value and everything like that. Although the cleaner a production is, and the more a mix does not call attention to itself, I know that was an awkward way of phrasing that. The less a mix calls attention to itself, the more that message and the more the music can just transparently shine through. So that is kind of anyway, I'll just leave that at that. So that said, I really enjoyed the spirit of the music. Definitely a very mellow energy. The vocals, I mentioned muddiness, which was, probably a lack of a better term, but that was the way I was at first perceiving it, was muddiness. But then by the end of the listen, and it's only 3 minutes long here, I really surrendered to that, and there's only a few elements really happening in the mix. The vocals being clearly the most present, and I just felt all encompassed and engulfed in the body of his deep voice. And then of course there were those slap echoes on both the guitar, and I was hearing it primarily in the sibilances of his voice, the pss, 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 those really high mouth sounds were just echoing. Same with the guitar, and that's a really cool slap echo effect. I use that a little bit, maybe not so much the echo part of it, but a slap delay. I mean, that's not necessarily the difference of the terms, but in this one, in production terminology, it has a high feedback, which means the delay is happening, and then the delayed signal is catching into a feedback loop, and you can set that to be either a really long feedback loop or just none at all, where it would just be one single delay, and that's called a slap echo. So yeah, those terms can be interchanged, but this one was the delay, and then it echoes out, which is really cool. It reminds me of what's that Simon and Garfunkel song that's the last track on an album? Something about going to the zoo or something like that. They use that effect, and it's it's a classic effect. I'm sure Elvis, and when studio production was really starting to get experimental, that was one of the first things that really became a popular effect, especially on vocals. So that was really cool. I also liked that in the beginning it started in mono. It wasn't exactly mono, but it was more of a centered production, and then it opened up into a wider stereo spread. Let me see if I can find that spot to show you. Let's just give this another listen. Why not? It's a short song.
The book of love is long and boring. No one can lift the damn thing. It's full of charts and facts and figures and instructions for dancing. But I
Yeah, it is practically in mono until that point, and you hear those elements coming in from the right and left, and more of a probably a overdubbed vocal or something like that.
I love it when you read to me.
Yeah.
You can read me anything.
Yeah, those doubled vocals, harmonies, and I love those harmonies there at the end. Yeah, this is such a short song. I'm just gonna keep going through the whole track.
The book of love has music in it. In fact, that's where music comes from. Some of it is just transcendental. Some of it is just really dumb. But I love it when you sing to me and you can sing me anything. The book of love is long and boring and written very long ago. It's full of flowers and heart-shaped boxes and things we're all too young to know. But
Yeah, so those harmonies, especially in the previous little chorus bit, and it probably gets to that point here in this one too. It just really feels like, I don't know, I'm just almost imagining like this castle in the sky kind of energy. It just really like it has this uplift to it. And the back to the echo on the main vocal, the way that feedback is happening, it almost becomes a third element. You know, you have the guitar that's like pretty far back. It doesn't sound like there's a ton of reverb on it. It's not at least audible. Again, the production on this is a little bit dull. It's not the brightest production. And again, not sure if that's intentional, if that's like a lo-fi thing or just circumstantial. But regardless, either way, it feels like it's further back, and that could just be a volume thing or whatever. Whereas the vocal is right up front, nice and intimate, you know, really feels like you're sitting right in front of the singer. And all of that's mono. And then the harmonies come in and they really open it up, and that's a really neat approach to it. But then what I was going to say is that it feels like there's, well, I guess it would be a fourth element: guitar, main vocal, harmonies, and then the echo feedback is just sort of dancing with each other. And there could very well be automation where it's not one setting that's on the effect throughout the whole song, but where the engineer would change how much feedback it's getting. It almost sounded like there was some distortion being added at some point. If it's a outboard gear, that distortion could just be overdriving, you know, the preamps or whatever that may be. But yeah, really cool, really cool. Let's finish this up here.
I love it when you give me things and you ought to give me wedding rings. I love it when you give me things and you ought to give me wedding rings.
Yeah, there might be a additional element in there that I didn't identify, because that little ring at the end almost sounds like an electronic, I don't know, it almost reminded me of a distorted bass, like a bowed bass, but that's probably not what it was. Anyway, super enjoyed that. That was really cool. Definitely outside of my usual styles that I listen to. I probably wouldn't have dove into this, so super appreciate the recommendation request, and yeah, keep them coming for sure. And yeah, appreciate you guys hopping in and checking out the channel and checking out this series. I do guided meditations as well and have my own music represented on this channel also, so if you're interested in perusing, feel free. And yeah, until next time, keep breathing.